Everyone. I would recommend that everybody should download SQL Server, but if anybody has downloaded MySQL, it is absolutely okay, shouldn't be a problem. It's just that the syntax are little bit different. As I told you, most of the databases use SQL as the language, and 95% their syntax. Syntax means the language is the same. Okay, guys, let me just start the session wherein basically we saw okay who all can do it. And we also saw what is data, where data is stored is called database, and SQL is need to interact with the database. And why do you need a database? This also we have covered, and we also saw the history of SQL. Okay, data source examples, basically we saw columns as well as rows, data points, data value, why SQL is important. Okay, and we also saw different types of database, basically SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle DB, Azure SQL, SAP HANA, and these are your ID, which is Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so we also created a customer data wherein the data was not structured. Okay, that's how we converted this particular data into three tables basically, so that it is in a structured manner. And the unwanted space, the issues that we had, null values, repeated records dumped into the same table, we have overcome by making this particular three tables in a database. Got it, guys? So yesterday we saw till today, till this particular point. Am I right, guys? And everybody have understood so far. And I'm assuming that a lot of people have downloaded SQL Server. If not, you can contact. If you are facing any issue, you can contact us. You can mail us that what is the issue that you're facing. Our team will get back to you and they will help you. Apart from that, these are the tables that we have made yesterday. Okay. So, guys, be it be any e-commerce site, be it be Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, okay, mostly you will find these particular tables in that particular uh, database of that particular e-commerce website. Okay, so first will be customer table, product table, and the transactional table. So what all product they have bought, more or less the column will be more as compared to this, because I'm just showing an example. So this will contribute to a database. So for instance, if I consider this particular thing, so let us see, it's a database. Okay, so database has three particular tables basically. So let me just show you this, the second. Yeah, so this is a database wherein we have customer table, product table, and transactional table that we saw yesterday. So all this particular table will make a database. Okay, so Amazon will have a different database, Flipkart will have a different database, but more or less they will have the same particular columns, same particular table, sorry, not columns. Okay, so they will have a customer table, they will have a product table, they will have a transactional table. So we will have different databases into our systems, basically into our SQL Server or MySQL that you have downloaded. And to interact with the database, we have the front end or the IDE, which is called as Integrated Development Environment. For somebody who has downloaded MySQL, they will have Workbench as the Integrated Development Environment, and somebody who we have shared the link, they would have downloaded SQL Server with SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio, which is the front end for SQL Server. Both are the product of Microsoft. Okay, so what contributes to a database? Database have number of tables. So for instance, this is the Amazon or Flipkart or whatever a particular database, it will have tables into that particular database. Got it? Okay, let us proceed ahead. I will just share my SSMS screen basically. Guys, can you see the screen? Are you able to log into your SSMS? Ritesh Kumar. Ritesh Kumar, can you tell the thing in the chat box? What is the issue? Okay, so guys, this this particular thing is the UI, what do you say? This is SSMS basically, wherein we will interact to our databases. Your left hand side, can you see databases? And under that databases, we have databases. And if I just expand, for instance, ABC is a database, EMPDB is a database, and we have tables under that. Okay, so HRD is one other database, and it has tables. Can you see this? So this is HRD, basically a database which has tables. So this is customer table, department table, employees table, employee India. These are particular tables that we have under this database, which is called as HRD. Okay. Today we will create a database, and we will also put values. We'll put columns. We'll add columns into that database basically. Okay. So uh, let me just stop. Okay, yes, Abdullah Nasir, you can just see the recording that was shared to you yesterday's session. You'll get an idea. Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen once again, guys. SSMS. Okay, guys, can you see my screen once again? Guys, is it visible? My screen is visible. Okay, okay. So I've again opened the SSMS window basically. So server name is basically your laptop name basically. Okay, so currently we have download the server, the SQL server, and the SSMS into our laptop. That is why the server name is saying your laptop name basically. You just have to say connect. It will say an option, Windows authentication, and you have to connect. This is how we will connect, and you will be able to see this particular thing. And now I will click here on new query. Okay, so this particular screen will pop up. Okay, now here, as I showed you the server name basically, which is my laptop, because we have downloaded both SQL server as well as SSMS into our local machine, which is your laptop. Okay, that is why कहाँ डाउनलोड किया है हमने हमने इसको अपने पर्सनल लैपटॉप पे डाउनलोड किया है। इसके लिए आपका लैपटॉप का नाम अपीयर होगा। दोनों चीजें हमने इसमें करी हैं। बट इन रियल सिनेरियोज जब आप वर्क कर रहे हो, हमारे पास सर्वर रूम्स होते हैं जहां पर हम लोग सर्वर से कनेक्ट करते हैं। कनेक्ट करंटली हमारा जो डेटाबेस है, डेटाबेस और एसएसएमएस हमने इस पे डाउनलोड किया है। तो इसके लिए वो सर्वर लैपटॉप का नाम दिखा रहा है, वरना हमारा सर्वर नेम दिखाएगा जो हम लोग कंपनीज में यूज करते हैं बेसिकली। गॉट इट? So now you have to open a new query. You will be able to see this particular slot, okay, wherein you can see databases. Okay, today we will create one database. So SQL is a very simple language. Now today we will see how do you create a database. So for creating a database, you just have to write create database, ठीक है, Analyx, ठीक है, सेमीकोलन देना होता है। एंड इफ यू जस्ट सी, इफ यू टाइप हियर एंड एग्जीक्यूट, you will be see command successfully, commands completed successfully, correct? अभी पहले यहाँ पर if you just see there was no database as such called as Analyx. Can you see Analyx आ गया? So now we have created a database. Yesterday also we created a database and we made 3 tables in that particular database. Now as soon as the data, can you see guys, if I open this particular database, can you see, can you see any tables here? No, because we have not made any tables in this particular database. We have just created a database, and whenever you're using now, make sure that you make sure you are using the correct database. तो यहाँ पे यू कैन चूज विच डेटाबेस यू वांट टू वर्क. Okay, so this is a tab. These are all databases. You have to select which database you're currently working with. So currently I have made a new database which is called as Analyx. Got it? अब database बन गया. Database बनने के बाद the next step is to create tables. Got it? How do you create tables? सिंपल लैंग्वेज होती है यूज करने की इसमें SQL सर्वर में. Give me a minute, guys. Yes. Can you see, guys? अब इफ यू वांट टू क्रिएट अ टेबल, बेसिकली हमने कल जो टेबल बनाया था गाइस, डू यू रिमेंबर? कल हमने एक टेबल बनाया था, कस्टमर टेबल. एम आई राइट? ठीक है. सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सिंटैक्स व्हाट वी नीड टू डू, वी नीड टू क्रिएट टेबल अंडर एनालिक्स. उसके लिए पहले आपको यहाँ पर एनालिक्स में जाना पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू क्रिएट अ टेबल कस्टमर अंडरस्कोर टीबी. टेबल, टेबल का शॉर्ट फॉर्म इज टीबी. ओके. एंड व्हाट ऑल कॉलम्स डू यू नीड? उसके लिए वी हैव टू क्रिएट अ ब्रैकेट कस्टमर आईडी एंड इंटीजर. इंटीजर मींस इट्स अ न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू. सो वी हैव डेटा टाइप्स गाइस. एक कैटेगरी डेटा होता है, मतलब टेक्स्ट डेटा, और एक होता है न्यूमेरिकल डेटा जिसको हम बोलते हैं इंटीजर. गॉट इट? अगर आपको, इफ यू वांट टू मेक अ categorical data which is a text data, you can name it as char or varchar. Character इसका मतलब होता है वेरिएबल कैरेक्टर और कैरेक्टर. एंड यू हैव टू स्पेसिफाई द नंबर ऑफ वैल्यूज दैट यू वांट टू अपग्रेड. मतलब मैक्स टू मैक्स 20 लेटर, 20 शब्द का वो बेसिकली मैक्सिमम. जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस कस्टमर नेम है, तो मुझे फर्स्ट नेम है बेसिकली, तो मुझे लगता है कि 20 के ऊपर वर्ड्स नहीं होंगे, 20 के ऊपर लेटर्स नहीं होंगे. इट विल हैव नॉट मोर देन 20 लेटर्स. सो व्हाट आई कैन डू, customer id which is a integer. Okay. Customer name variable, okay, which will be 20. Customer age, again it is an integer. Integer मतलब it is a numerical value. इसके लिए हम लोग डालते हैं int. See, you have to first create a table, then bracket, then you have to give column name customer id int. Okay. Then customer name varchar मतलब it's a character, variable character. ठीक है. Either you can put कैर और यू कैन पुट एज वेर कैर, दोनों चलता है. डिटेल आपको चाहिए, वी विल डेफिनेटली गिव दैट डिटेल व्हाट आर डेटा टाइप्स. बट करंटली जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर डेटा टाइप्स. बेसिकली जो भी हम कॉलम्स बनाते हैं उसको हम लोग को स्पेसिफाई करना पड़ेगा. इज दिस अ न्यूमेरिकल कॉलम और इट इज अ कैटेगरिकल कॉलम. कैटेगरी कॉलम मतलब टेक्स्ट कॉलम. स्ट्रिंग भी बोलते हैं बेसिकली उसको. स्ट्रिंग बोलो, टेक्स्ट बोलो, कैटेगरी कॉलम बोलो, एक ही होता है. बट सिंटैक्स देना पड़ेगा आपको करेक्टली कि अगर आप कॉलम्स क्रिएट कर रहे हो, इफ यू आर क्रिएटिंग कॉलम्स into your tables, you have to properly specify those particular columns into your table. Got it? So we have created this table customer tb customer underscore id integer. फर्स्ट कॉलम का नाम है कस्टमर आईडी इंटीजर. कस्टमर नेम varchar. varchar मतलब व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम लेटर्स दैट कैन हैव इन कस्टमर नेम. तो मैंने लिखा 20. अगर आपको लगता है बड़ा है, सो यू कैन ऑल्सो इंक्रीज दिस साइज accordingly. Customer age, again it's a numerical value, then you have to put int. Customer location टेक्स्ट वैल्यू है, न्यूमेरिकल कैटेगरी वैल्यू कुछ भी बोल सकते हो. यू हैव टू यूज डेटा टाइप विच इज कॉल्ड एज कैर और वेर कैर 20, मैक्सिमम साइज 20. देन वी हैव कस्टमर फोन नंबर. आपको क्या लगता है गाइज, यहाँ पर इंटीजर आना चाहिए क्या, वेरिएबल आना चाहिए, क्या आना चाहिए? इज इट राइट और रॉन्ग? हेलो. इंटीजर. इंटीजर, ओके. ठीक है. यस, इंटीजर इज करेक्ट. बेसिकली यहाँ पर इंटीजर आना चाहिए था. इंटीजर आप लिखेंगे int. ठीक है. देन सी, यू हैव टू क्रिएट टेबल ब्रैकेट के अंदर द नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स दैट यू नीड. सी, आइडियली यू कैन राइट इट इन दिस फर्स्ट एंटायर थिंग इन द same lane, shouldn't be a problem. But I wanted you to understand it properly, that is why I have done row by row basically, so that it is more understandable. So create table, now सेमीकोलन देना पड़ता है जो भी आपको एग्जीक्यूट करना है ना, यहाँ से पूरा सेलेक्ट करो, ऊपर दिखता है एग्जीक्यूट। अब ये मैंने लिखा है बट इसको एग्जीक्यूट भी करना आना चाहिए ना, आई शुड बी एबल टू एग्जीक्यूट सो दैट इट इज इंप्लीमेंटेड एंड आई विल बी एबल टू सी दैट पर्टिकुलर टेबल इनटू माय डेटाबेस। गॉट इट? सो आई विल जस्ट click here and I will put execute. Can you see command completed successfully? अगर ऐसा रिमार्क नहीं आता है दैट मीन्स वो कमांड फॉलो नहीं हुआ है। ठीक है, अभी इसी यहाँ पे रिफ्रेश बटन है, रिफ्रेश किया बेसिकली, एंड कैन आई सी डेटाबेसेस, डेटाबेसेस के अंदर एनालिक्स, एनालिक्स के अंदर टेबल्स। कैन यू सी गाइस, डीबीओ डेटाबेस में आ गया है कस्टमर अंडरस्कोर टीबी। पहले नहीं था ना गाइस, पहले नहीं था। So now we have created a table and we have first created database. See, anybody who knows basic English can write simple syntax which are there in SQL. If you want to create something, create a database, you just have to write create database. See, यहाँ पर Amazon भी लिख सकते हो, Flipkart भी लिख सकते हो, more or less सबका जो tables हैं वो सेम रहेंगे। But currently as you are with Analyx Academy, I was just making a database called as Analyx Academy. I have just taken Analyx. So under Analyx, I have created a table called as customer table, and I have created the कॉलम्स। कॉलम समझ रहे हो ना गाइस, जो कि सबके लिए कॉमन रहेगा एज वी हैव डिस्कस यस्टरडे। गॉट इट? सो फार एनी इशू गाइस, एनी इज इट ओके? अभी तक समझा हाउ वी हैव क्रिएटेड अ डेटाबेस एंड देन हाउ वी हैव क्रिएटेड कॉलम्स बेसिकली? यस? एनी कंफ्यूजन? गुड। ध्रुव, what have you not understood? Sir, repeat everything. No, sir, no confusion. No, it's clear. Okay. So I will just again brush up all the things that, sir, can you repeat the column? Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Don't worry. Okay, I will share once again, guys. Hope you have understood how it has been created. Okay. So if I want to create freshly a database into my server, the only point of contact is I can do it only through my IDE, which is Integrated Development Environment. In my case, it is SSMS because I have downloaded SQL Server. Got it? So initially, when I don't have anything, I have to create a database. ये सब भी क्रिएट करे हुए हैं, क्रिएट करे हुए हैं या तो फिर माइग्रेट करे हैं यहाँ पर हमने यहाँ पर लेके आए। बट करंटली एज यू आर टोटली न्यू, you need to understand how a database is been made, okay, how tables are been made in this particular database, okay. So first we create database, okay, जैसे Amazon database है। अभी for instance if my academy, I'm currently associated with Analyx Academy, okay, so number of students that have been enrolled with us will become a student table wherein I'll put all the information, student ID, which all courses they have enrolled, phone number, area, okay, how many offers they have got, है ना, my past students, how many offers they have got. So this will become my database. Under database, I will have table, customer table. I will also have table who got placed. I will also have table who have just enrolled for mentorship program. I will also have table who have just enrolled for data science program. Okay, so this is under a database called as Analyx. Analyx have tables. So for this particular example, if I consider, I have made a table called as customer TB. टेबल का शॉर्ट फॉर्म है टीबी। गॉट इट? एंड गाइस हमेशा याद रखना, मैंने यहाँ पे अंडरस्कोर इसके लिए लिया है, अगर मैं अंडरस्कोर नहीं लूंगा ना, स्पेस दूंगा तो इट विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट, यू हैव टू पुट अंडरस्कोर, यू कांट keep a space in between that. That is why I have put a underscore. Got it? And as I'm making a table, I'm creating a table called customer TB, and I will just add columns. Columns हो गया, customer ID int हो गया, customer name हो गया varcat 20, ठीक है, and customer age हो गया, customer location हो गया, customer phone number हो गया, short में लिखा है basically मैंने. So I have created 1 2 3 4 5 columns basically with their data types. Data type is very important. सी, आप कभी भी अभी फॉर इंस्टेंस I will just tell you the importance of data type. Let me just unshare the screen. I will just show into SQL. Stop sharing. Yeah. Let me just share you my Excel screen. So that will be visible for you guys. Yes. Okay. Guys, is my Excel screen visible to you guys? Mhm. Is it visible, guys? Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. So basically, data types पे थोड़ा सा और वो डालते हैं. Why data types are important? Okay. So data types can be text मतलब मे बी योर नेम. ठीक है. कंट्री. ठीक है. कंट्री भी एक नेम हो गया. ठीक है. ये टेक्स्ट डेटा टाइप हो गया बेसिकली. नेक्स्ट डेटा टाइप क्या होता है बेसिकली? योर न्यूमेरिकल नंबर्स. ठीक है. इंटीजर. इंटीजर. ठीक है. इसको बोलते हैं न्यूमेरिकल डेटा टाइप. ठीक है. अब यहां पर इसको स्ट्रिंग भी बोलते हैं गाइस. स्ट्रिंग भी मतलब होता है टेक्स्ट डेटा टाइप. दिस इज मोर टेक्निकल वर्ड स्ट्रिंग. ओके. कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है बेसिकली इसमें. ठीक है. ये सब हमारे ऊपर के जो है टेक्स्ट डेटा टाइप है. नीचे जो है न्यूमेरिकल विच कैन बी योर एज. ठीक है. विच कैन बी योर मोबाइल नंबर. ठीक है. एंड वॉट एवर थिंग्स दैट कम्स इन टू न्यूमेरिकल विच बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ न्यूमेरिकल. नेक्स्ट वी हैव डेट डेटा टाइप विच इज बेसिकली योर डेट 20. जैसे व्हाट इज टुडेज डेट? टुडे इज 16th. 16 दिसंबर 2025. सो अगर आप कोई एक कॉलम बना रहे हो, फॉर इंस्टेंस आई एम मेकिंग अ न्यू कॉलम इनटू माय टेबल्स. न्यू कॉलम इनटू माय टेबल्स. आप अगर नाम लिख रहे हो, फॉर इंस्टेंस आप नेम लिख रहे हो और नेम के आगे आप डाल रहे हो 1 2 3 4 5 6, दैट इज रॉन्ग ना. ऐसा आप अलाउ नहीं कर सकते ना. दैट इज वाई उसको एक डेटा टाइप देना पड़ेगा. भाई आप नाम हो तो आप टेक्स्ट ही मिलेगा मुझे. मतलब इफ योर नेम, if the column is name, I the table should make sure that it is a name only. You can't put a number. That is why we put a string. Got it? So यहाँ पर we will put as Yasir. Okay. Got it? And हमेशा याद रखना गाइस, अगर वो टेक्स्ट है ना तो उसको है ना कोट में डालते हैं. सिंगल कोट डबल कोट में डालते हैं. ठीक है. whenever देर इज अ स्ट्रिंग या डेटा टाइप है तो उसको स्ट्रिंग इसमें डालते हैं इन्वर्टेड इन्वर्टेड कॉमास में. डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा, सिंगल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा में डाल सकते हैं या डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा भी डालेंगे. जब हम लोग वैल्यूज, व्हेन वी स्टार्ट पुटिंग वैल्यूज इनटू आवर टेबल ना, यू विल गेट टू नो. ओके. एंड सेकंड वी हैव इंटीजर. इंटीजर है बेसिकली. अब यू कांट पुट ना दिस लाइक दिस 9, 8. you can't like you can't like write like this, no. You have to put proper numbers, no. So that is why data types are very important. It will create a lot of issue if you don't happen to put a proper data type to a column. This will create a lot of issue. See, ideally a number should be given to a number, a text should be given to a text. Got it? ठीक है. And then we have date data type. Date data type mein you can't put some other values. So that is why data types are very important when it comes to database. See, अभी तो फिलहाल हम currently we are just making a small database. Companies have huge amount of database. So this is a very silly mistake. So you can't make that mistake when you're working in your real time environment. Okay. So these are the data types that we have understood, which is ideally more or less thin data types ही होते हैं. But in detail, when we have a elaborate session, I will explain in detail. For SQL, we use int for uh, numbers. We use char or varchar, which means character, short form basically, variable character or character for a text data type. Okay, date के लिए date use करते हैं. So this is how we give data types to a particular column. So it is been properly assigned to that particular table. Got it? When we create a new table in a database. Is it clear, guys, so far? Guys, we created one more table yesterday. Can anybody tell me what was the table? Mhm. Table product. You remember, guys, we made a table called as product as well yesterday. Am I right? Okay. So guys, same thing we have to do it once again, wherein I will create table product. Okay. अभी product में कौन से columns ऐड करने हैं, that I will put. So product में कौन से column थे? Let me just once again see what all columns we have added. Okay, so we had added product and MRP, correct? Yesterday we made a table of product also. So हमने दो ही कॉलम थे उसके अंदर, which is product and MRP. So same thing. So यहाँ पर मैं लिखूंगा PROD, ठीक है, प्रोडक्ट एंड प्रोडक्ट का क्या होगा, कैर होगा, वेर कैर होगा या इंट होगा, इट विल बी वेर कैर. ओके. व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम साइज जो हो सकती है उसकी, क्या हो सकती है साइज उसकी, क्या हो सकती है? ठीक है. सी, हमने कॉलम दिया, कॉलम के आगे स्पेस दिया, फिर उसका डेटा टाइप दिया. दिस इज फर्स्ट कॉलम. लेट मी जस्ट राइट प्रोडक्ट ओनली. ठीक है. सो प्रोडक्ट, द कॉलम नेम, स्पेस एंड वेरिएबल. वेरिएबल का लेंथ, मे बी द प्रोडक्ट साइज मैक्सिमम कुड बी 50. इसके ऊपर नहीं जाएगा तो मैं 50 साइज दे देता हूँ. ठीक है. देन सेकेंड कॉलम वॉज एमआरपी. एमआरपी, ठीक है, एमआरपी इज इंटीजर, करेक्ट. ठीक है. ब्रैकेट क्लोज, सेमीकोलन. ठीक है. एंड आई विल एग्जीक्यूट दिस पर्टिकुलर टेबल. सी, कमांड सक्सेसफुल. ठीक है. which means a new table has been made. Let me just see, if I can see, I can don't see this column, particular column. Let me just refresh it. I will be able to see that particular table also into my database, which is Analyx. Can you see this, guys? Now we have two tables, customer table and product table, which we have created yesterday. Got it? So same, likewise, there's a task for you that you have to make a transactional table out of it. Okay. Just like I created a table of customer as well as product, the task for you, the first task for this particular mini project is to how create a transactional table. Okay. Guys, now I want to see the structure of the particular table. So for that particular thing, no, we have a syntax called select. Select star, star from customer टीबी. मतलब मुझे देखना है अपना टेबल. सो फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग ना, इट इज कॉल्ड एज स्टार. सेलेक्ट स्टार फ्रॉम that particular table name. If I will see, I will execute. Can you see, guys? I can see all the columns that we have made into that particular table, but we don't have values because we have not added, we have not inserted any values in that particular table. ओके. सो सी, सेलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट बेसिकली क्या करता है ना, आपको दिखाता है कि आपके टेबल्स में क्या क्या है. सेलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट आपको देखना है ना, इफ यू वांट टू सी व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स दैट इज देयर इन योर पर्टिकुलर टेबल, यू विल हैव टू यूज अ सेलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. ओके. एंड स्टार मींस एवरीथिंग. मतलब मुझे सब कुछ देखना है क्या क्या है टेबल में. ठीक है. बट उसके लिए हमारे पास सिंटैक्स ये है स्टार. स्टार मतलब मुझे सब कुछ देखना है. ठीक है. सो इफ यू वांट टू सी समथिंग, it is called as select star from customer TB, wherein we don't see any particular values. यहाँ पे कुछ वैल्यू दिख नहीं रहा है हमको, तो उसके लिए हमको वैल्यूज पुट करनी पड़ेंगी. आई विल हैव टू ऐड वैल्यूज बेसिकली. गॉट इट? सो फार इट इज अंडरस्टूड, गाइस? ठीक है. सो लेट मी जस्ट शेयर दिस थिंग. ठीक है. आई एम एडिंग values particularly to my customer table. Okay. So to add values, basically to rows, to add rows into your table, the syntax is insert into customer TB. ठीक है. This is how you insert into customer TB. मतलब this particular values I have to add in this particular table. So you proceed with insert into customer TV, then values, and values पता है क्या होंगी, वो मैचिंग होगी, मैचिंग होगी यहाँ से, मतलब INT है तो 1, सेकंड क्या है कॉलम, सेकंड क्या है नेम, सो आई विल पुट यासर, एज क्या है 31, ठीक है, लोकेशन क्या है मुंबई, ठीक है। सी, एज आई टोल्ड यू लास्ट टाइम ऑल्सो, अगर आप कोई टेक्स्ट वैल्यू डाल रहे हो, यू हैव टू पुट दैट इनटू अ सिंगल कोट और डबल कोट, ओके, इधर यू पुट सिंगल कोट और यू पुट डबल कोट, इधर ऑफ द थिंग यू कैन डू, यू कैन डू बोथ द थिंग्स, एक जगह सिंगल कोट, दूसरी जगह डबल कोट। If you putting any text value, it has to be into the inverted commas only, okay, got it? Is it correct, guys? Invalid name, सी, यहाँ पर कुछ इश्यू आ गया, इसके लिए यहाँ पर मुझे एक एरर मैसेज दिया, इट इज नॉट सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीटेड, ओके, इनवैलिड कॉलम नेम, इनवैलिड कॉलम नेम क्यों आया, सेकंड था इंटीजर, सेकंड नेम टीचर, anybody can anybody tell me what was the issue, can anybody tell me, किसको पता है इस बारे में, क्या गलत है अपना इसमें, यस, guys, anybody, can you see the red lines where it is appearing, wrong table name, very nice, very nice. So guys, if I'm putting a values in a wrong table name, I am getting an error, because if I'm putting values, I've created a table wherein this is a spelling mistake, that is why customer के बदले CUSTU डाला, हालांकि spelling mistake है, so that is why I was getting an error, got it? So you have to be mindful of putting those values, ठीक है। सी, अभी मैं इसको customer CUSTOMER, what I have written CUSTU, if I just do it here, I'm getting the values. Now if I do it, will I get values, answers or not? Why I'm not getting 18, okay, yes. ठीक है, so yes, it is affected. So you have to put it in see my SQL server, MySQL में चल जाता है, but in SQL server you have to use single quote only. If you use double quote, you will not be able to get the values. You will not be able to update the values. Can you see one row affected completion time? Okay. Now, if I just see this table once again, can you see one particular row is been added to my particular table? Correct? Correct. Now I can see visibly one particular row is been added to my table, which earlier we could not see. Okay. The same way I can put values again. See, I will just copy. You guys don't have to copy. You have to write again and again. Okay. So now I'll put Akash. Okay. Age would be 38. Okay. I'll put as Pune. ओके, एंड नंबर थोड़ा चेंज कर देता हूँ, 91 कर देता हूँ, ठीक है। नाउ इफ आई एग्जीक्यूट, सी, वन रो अफेक्टेड, ठीक है। अभी I want to add one more, so let me just write it once again for you guys. So insert, how do you insert a row, how do you insert a value into that particular table? Simple English, किसमें डालना है, insert, insert into which table, customer. So make sure that you're writing that particular table name correctly. Then values. Values हैज टू बी अकॉर्डिंग टू द कॉलम्स दैट यू हैव मेड। जो ऊपर जो कॉलम्स बनाए हैं ना, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही आपको बनाने पड़ेंगे। ठीक है, ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे रिपीट कर दिया नंबर्स, ये भी वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए, किसी का सेम नहीं होना चाहिए। उसके लिए हमारे पास कंस्ट्रेंट्स रहते हैं, विच विल लर्न इनटू द elaborated session of SQL after 15 days trial session. What are constraints in deep manner? So ideally, when you are creating, I will give you an overview. What are constraints? Constraints are basically rules that have been applied. For instance, अब ये कस्टमर आईडी है, इसका और इसका कस्टमर आईडी कैनॉट बी सेम. इट हैज टू बी वन, देन इट हैज टू बी टू, देन इट हैज टू बी थ्री. So two people cannot have the same roll number, two people cannot have the same customer ID. Okay, so these are the constraints that we apply. Okay, now I'll put two, and here I'll put Pratik. Okay, then I'll put uh, again Pune. He's from Pune. Okay, and then we have the number. Okay, 79. Okay, bracket close, semicolon, and then I'll put as insert value. Okay, why I see guys, मुझे इशू आया, फिर से क्यों इशू आया बताओ मुझे. क्योंकि मैंने एज नहीं डाला. वो बोल रहा है what the insert statement is saying, that you have missed a value. You have to put some value. You can't just write it like that. So if I just put one more thing, which I missed, basically the age, I'll put at 32. Got it? Now if I execute, I'm getting the values. See, one row affected. Okay, so now again, if I want to see what is there in my table, I'll again go customer.db, and I'm able to see three values has been added to my table. So this is how traditionally you insert value into a table, and a table is under a database. So this database is particularly Analyx. Analyx के अंदर हमने दो particular table बनाए हैं, which is customer table and product table, and then we have inserted values into that particular table. Got it? See, now अब टेबल बना तो है, हम उसको ड्रॉप भी कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो हाउ डू यू ड्रॉप अ टेबल? ड्रॉप टेबल कस्टमर टीबी, कंट्रोल सी कंट्रोल वी. सी, command successfully executed. If I do this thing, refresh, and I go to databases, ठीक है, I go to Analyx. If I go to tables, can you see the table has been dropped? The table has been dropped. Again, what we can do, we can again create a table. How have we created a table? ठीक है, we again use this thing, execute successfully command. अब पहले हमने क्या करा था, हमने initially we did one row at a time. Now you can also execute all the three particular rows in one shot. See, one row got affected. And if I want to again see what is happening, see, so drop statement is risky. ओके, अगर आपने ऐसा कर दिया, बेसिकली इन रियल लाइफ में इट इज वेरी रिस्की. अगर आपने ऐसा कर दिया इन योर job, you'll be thrown out of your company because you can't delete it like that. Okay, so basically drop statement deletes the entire table as well as structure of that particular table in the database basically. Okay, so what all commands have we learned so far? We have seen how to create a database, how to create tables, how to add values, and what all things are there in your particular table can easily be seen. Okay, and drop table is very risky. Okay, you have to think twice, thrice while using this particular statement, because this will delete the entire table. Currently we had only few values, बहुत कम वैल्यूज थी हमारे पास इसमें, बट अगर ज्यादा वैल्यूज होती तो मुश्किल हो जाता. सो वी हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट वी वी यूज दिस पर्टिकुलर कमांड very what do you say, as and when required. See, if that table is particularly not in use, you can delete the table. See, and but guys, you guys also need to understand, as Power BI developers, we don't create, delete, or insert any values. we get tables from this particular SQL server, and we make reporting. But you guys should be aware what are these commands. Okay, so today what we have learned is basically commands which are being categorized. Okay, so which have been categorized into DDL and DML commands. So let me just share my S Excel screen so that I can categorize what are the commands that are there. Age is not there. Yes. ओके सो गाइस आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है अगर बेसिक इंग्लिश आती है आपको यू विल बी एबल टू एक्सेल एक्सक्यूएल इज जस्ट दैट यू नीड टू क्रिएट दैट लॉजिक अभी तो बहुत इजी चल रहा है बट एज एंड व्हेन द क्लास प्रोसीड यू हैव टू बी पेशेंट you have to create the logic and you have to use the exact syntax you can't use anything else okay guys got it yeah let me just share my SQL screen once again not SQL but the yes okay okay so guys we have commands that we have basically into SQL which is called as DDL commands which means data definition language so anything that we create is called as definition we are defining we are giving the structure we are giving the structure to that particular database by creating tables so we saw create and drop today okay we will see alter also okay but you can see that create and drop were defining the structure of the particular table that is why it comes into data definition language okay so today we saw create as well as drop from data definition language and there is one more language called as data manipulation language wherein we have inserted हमारा structure create हो गया था we have inserted the values we have inserted the record one by one it is called as insert so that is called as data manipulation language so currently we have seen few key points of these two particular commands that is DDL and DML which is data definition language and data manipulation language. Data definition में क्या क्या आता है create command alter creates a new table a view of table or another object in the database got it alter is basically modify an existing database object such as a table drop deletes an entire table a view of a table or other object in the database it deletes the entire data table same like guys the way we have drop a table you can also drop a database okay so it's a task for you guys that you have to create a sales table okay a transactional table basically and apart from that also drop a database okay two tasks has been given to you okay and you have to complete by tomorrow got it is it understood so far guys any issue simple hai na SQL is very simple guys it's just that people make it difficult if your base is not clear if you're not able to understand things properly okay SQL is a very interesting language see Siddharth what you are trying is what you're saying if a product name what is the product name is iPhone 15 which has numerical values as well that was his question iPhone ठीक है iPhone 15 okay Siddharth as soon as you put single quote no single quote this will be understood that it is a text value not a integer okay if you are putting any value under inverted commas and putting into a database it is considered as string okay apart from that if I am putting a number 9819900 ठीक है and I'm putting this into a quote it is still be considered as a text value got it because I have put this into a single quote में अगर values मतलब ये इसको मैं दो quotes के अंदर डालूंगा it will be considered as a text value not a integer value got it so ये value भी consider करा जाएगा text because I have added him into a inverted commas single inverted commas or double inverted commas but in my SQL server you have to use single inverted commas got it Is the doubt clear? So agenda is, guys, a number can be a text. Okay, a number can be a text because you are putting the inverted commas. Okay, but a number, matlab 981, a text cannot be a number. Matlab a number can be a text, but a text cannot be a number. Got it? Simple. ओके, बिकॉज हम लोग इस नंबर को टेक्स्ट में कन्वर्ट कर पा रहे थे. वी वर एबल टू कन्वर्ट दिस पर्टिकुलर नंबर इनटू टेक्स्ट बाय पुटिंग इनटू इन्वर्टेड कॉमास. But we can't do the same thing with the text. If you put values like iPhone or anything else, it will not consider as a integer or number. That is the basic funda. Got it? Is it clear so far?